All right, while I set us up, just give me a moment. All right, everyone, happy Wednesday. It wouldn't be a Wednesday in the 187 District Court if things didn't happen, like someone about to give birth in the courtroom. But it is a joyous occasion. So everyone, let's keep this a Wednesday. Let's not try to turn it into a Monday. These are the rules of the 187 District Court. You're in a courtroom. What does that mean? That means you are in a courtroom, even though you're on Zoom. And whatever you could not do if you were physically in the courtroom, you cannot do on this Zoom screen. So that means you're not allowed to eat breakfast, lay in bed, do laundry. If you are accused or a defendant, you need to make sure that your video stays on at all times. The only time your video should not be up is if you are signing paperwork. Otherwise, your video needs to be on. To all of the inmates, as you know, they are shorthanded. So if you violate the rules, you will be sent back and we won't be able to see you probably for 30 or 60 days. So these are the rules for you. You are not allowed to use the chat box. You are not allowed to use the internet. And to everybody on this Zoom screen, this is not a chance for you to pick up dates. This is not The Bachelor. This is not The Bachelorette. To attorneys, if you have a plea bargain agreement, no matter how small you think that agreement is, you need to put it in the chat box to the court coordinator. She will be listed as Ferguson coordinator on the screen. Attorneys, it will help the court assign you quicker is if you would add to your name the name of your client and whether or not that client is with criminal trial division or family violence. And you can just add CTD and your client's name. I'm going to open up the breakout rooms. When I open up the breakout rooms, it will invite everyone to go to a breakout room. Do not, I repeat, do not go to a breakout room unless I specifically call you by name and assign you to a breakout room. Attorneys, when you go to the breakout rooms, know that the prosecutors are co-hosts, so they have the ability to move throughout the breakout rooms. If you leave a breakout room that you assigned to, I guarantee the laws of physics, the laws of nature, a prosecutor was just about to hop in that room and they're going to see that room is empty. Think of that breakout room as going to see your doctor. When they call you to the back, you're not seeing the doctor the right away. They're putting you in a smaller room to check your weight and your blood pressure. So everyone, today, put some patience in your pocket. And it will continue to be a great Wednesday. Let's not try to turn it into a bad Monday. Attorneys, this is the order in which you'll appear. If you see you're low on the list and you want to Zoom to another courtroom, you're more than welcome to Zoom to another courtroom. However, if you Zoom to another courtroom and your name is called, you will be placed at the end of the list. To those who are accused or defendants, your name will not be called. I repeat, your name will not be called. Your attorney's name will be called. If you do not hear your attorney's name called, don't get in a tizzy, don't get in a fit. because that just means that your attorney may be Zooming in another court. Your attorney could have to appear in person in another court, or your attorney may be in trial. If your attorney is in trial, we will schedule you for another day. We will reschedule you as soon as they finish with their trial. All right, attorneys, this is the order in which you will appear. Alex Scharf, Cleophas Marshall, James Seeloff, Johnny Cisneros, Pat Montgomery, Robert Brawback, Derek Edmonds, Rusty Geyer, Will Brooks, Ray Martinez, Heather Ramirez, Sid Grihini. How do you pronounce your last name, Sid?
You said it right, Your Honor. It's Greehey.
All right, thank you. Oh, and for your client's name, you need to put whether or not it's criminal trial division or family violence.
Yes, Your Honor.
Catherine Valenzuela, Luis Martinez. Is there any attorneys whose name I did not call?
Judge, you didn't call my name, and I can't seem to figure out how to change I put my client's name on the screen. I'm using my phone. Are you on
a cell phone or?
I am.
Oh, when you just click on the participants, and when you click on participants and see your name, you'll see an arrow. You click on that, and then you can see where it says rename.
Thank you, Judge.
I'm trying to teach people to fish.
Your Honor, you didn't call my name.
Brenda, only people who go to Sunday school get that reference. All right, Michael Dominic, I have you. Anyone else? All right, Alex Shore.
Good morning, Judge. I have Mr. Espinosa here. We filed a motion to substitute early this or late last week on his case, and would like to do that.
All right, I'll see you to breakout room number 3.
Thank you.
Cleophas Marshall.
Yes, Your Honor.
Who was your client?
Miss Felicia Cox. She's the one that was let go so she could continue her labor.
Labor is going to be continued whether you're let go or not from it's just taking place at a different location. What is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It's criminal trial division. And then I also have Mr. Acosta.
What's the full name?
It's Danny Acosta.
Danny what?
Danny Acosta, and that is going to likely be family violence. Danny Acosta.
All right. Do we know for sure it's family violence?
Judge, that guy, if it's the one I'm thinking of, has a bunch of cases. Dan Rodriguez is on most of them, and I think it's set for plea the week after Thanksgiving. I think Cleophas is just on one case. So he knows about like one piece of broccoli on the plate, but he doesn't know about the rest of the meal.
You don't know about the entree, the main part of the meal.
Well, actually,
I know the broccoli.
I went straight to the dessert, so I didn't even know what the meal was about.
Yeah, he's eating the chocolate. Yeah, he's eating the pudding, and he didn't even know what we ate for dinner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Tom, for bringing me up to speed. So on that one, then we can move on. So I just have Ms. Cox, Judge.
All right, and can you look up Danny Acosta for me and give me the new date for him? Yeah, we'll get the date for you on that, so you know, Mr. Cox. And I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I'll be Mr. Cox on tomorrow.
Okay, I am so sorry, Cleophas Marshall.
Yes, thank you.
It's just that you and Cornelius tell great stories.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate it.
All true.
All
right, James Seeloff.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm here on Manuel Gonzalez. He was adjudicated incompetent to stand trial by the Mag Court on 9/16, and it's going to be reviewed in 120 days from that date.
All right, Manuel who?
Gonzalez. SID number 936-072.
All right, so I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. The court coordinator will be there shortly to give you a new date, okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Excused then after that.
Well, just come back to the main room and give me the new date. But I'm going to send you to one. She'll join you shortly.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Johnny Cisneros.
Good morning, Your Honor. I have Mr. Edward Gill and his family violence.
I'm sorry, Edward Gill is what?
Family violence, Your Honor, and I need a breakout room, please.
All right, I'll send you to number 5.
Thank you.
All right, can you go to the breakout room number 4 and let Cleopas know it's December? Pat Montgomery,
Morning, Judge.
good morning. Thank you for changing your name. I'll send you to number 6.
Thanks, Judge.
Robert Brauback,
Good morning, Judge. I have the PSI. We're ready when convenient for the court for Mark Perez.
Mark Paris.
Sir. Mark
Did you-
Anthony Perez.
Did you need to go over the PSI with him?
Don't think so. I've already discussed the case in detail with him.
All right, just give us a moment. Derek Edmonds. You're on mute, but I see I will sign you to number 7. Rusty Geyer.
Morning, Your Honor.
Yes.
I have,
who do you
it's non-family violence, just a regular case.
who is it?
I'm sorry, James Madrone. It is 21 CR 2437.
All right, I'll sign you to number 8.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Will Brooks.
Morning, Judge. I have
Good morning.
Mr. Richard Ruiz. It's a family violence case, and Mr. Ruiz wishes to exercise his right to trial still, Judge.
All right, I'll send you to number 9. Thanks for changing your name. Ray Martinez.
Yes, Judge.
Yes, who do you have?
Judge, I have Albert Salcedo, who's in custody, and Martin Lopez. They're both criminal trial division.
I'll send you to number 10.
Thank you.
Heather Ramirez.
Good morning, Judge. We are here for Brandon Day.
All right, where's the attorney?
He is in presiding court in civil. Let me get him so he can get logged in as well. And if we can have a breakout room, Your Honor.
All right, as soon as he comes in, I'll send him to a breakout room.
Definitely. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Sid Grihi. Thank you for changing your name. I'll send you to number 11.
Thank you.
Catherine Valenzuela. Catherine Valenzuela. Going once. Going twice. Luis Martinez.
Hello, Judge.
Hi. I'll send you to number 12.
Judge, that case was supposed to be dismissed. It was reduced to a misdemeanor. We pled in misdemeanor court, so I don't know why it's still on your docket.
All right. Let me have someone check. Tom, could you check on that? It's Pablo Cortez. And Louis, if you could send in the chat box to Tom the cause number for that, please.
Sure, I'll be happy to.
Thank you. And I'll look on the docket real quick to see if it shows up dismissed on that.
Page 12.
All right, thank you.
I see it. Yeah. I'll take care of it right now, Louis. If you're
Thank you,
still
sir. Judge, am I excused?
Yes, you're excused.
Thank you.
Orlando Castignon, I'm going to send you, let me see what's open, to breakout room number 12. Michael Dominic, I'll send you to
Morning.
breakout room number 13. That's a lucky breakout room. It's always been.
Okay.
No pressure. Stacy Kraus.
Got it.
Hello, who do you have?
I have Russell Tweedy.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It's criminal trial, Judge, but I filed a motion to suppress yesterday and I just need, I guess, guidance from you. Are we gonna, like, would you hear that outside of trial or would you run that with trial?
All right, have you talked to the state about your motion to suppress?
Not yet, Judge.
All right, so what I'm gonna do is to the courtroom, let me rename you so that the prosecutors will know. What is your client's name?
Russell Tweedy. Tweedy.
And it's criminal trial division?
Yes, Judge.
All right, I'm gonna send courtroom, if you could go to 14, please.
Yes, Judge. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Alberto Acevedo.
Your Honor, I'm here on Marla Garrison. That's going to be CTD.
All right, I'll send you to number 15. And everyone, just give me a moment, please. All right, anyone back?
I'm back, Judge, from conferring.
And Cleophas Marshall is back also, Judge.
Okay, let's
Pat
go.
Montgomery as well.
All right, so I'm just gonna go in order and that you appear. Cleophas Marshall, yes. Ms. Cox, obviously, there's nothing that can be done because she's not here.
That is correct, Judge. We're looking maybe to just get a setting, maybe in the new year.
All right, just one moment. Let me find her on the docketing sheet.
And I did get the setting date from Mr. Acosta of December the 9th. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Just give me 1 second. Let me give you a date. Where are we headed on her case? Because this is a sixth setting. Is this going to be a jury trial?
Yeah, this looks like this is likely to be a trial, Judge.
All right, then since this is likely to be a trial, I'm bringing you back on December 1st.
December the 1st. Judge,
Yes.
I'm just thinking in terms of if my client gives birth to her child, whether or not
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
All
You
right.
know, you can't cross bridges if you're not at the bridge yet. So
we could we could
I mean, you
debate that,
can't,
but
it's physically impossible to cross a bridge that you're not at yet.
we call those things to be not as though they were.
I'm sending December 1st.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
All right, thank you. You too. Just one moment.
Pat, while she's absent, I want to let you know I just indicted Calvin on 10 counts. I am going to upload discovery or get you a disc this week.
On Calvin's case.
Yes, sir.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome.
I think.
For the discovery and the notice, not the indictment. Yes.
There you go. That's what I meant to say.
Judge, do you mind making me a co-host? Oh, you just did.
I just did.
Oh,
yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Next person up is Pat Montgomery.
Judge, I don't have a lot to report. Mr. Geyer is lead counsel in Mr. Madron's cases. The case that I'm on will be dismissed if the case that Mr. Geyer's on results in a judgment.
All right, let me see where Mr. Geyer is, if someone's talked to him yet.
Yes,
Rusty Geyer.
Yes,
Where
I've
would-
talked to, I talked to the prosecution and we would like a trial, Your Honor.
What are the cases that are going to be on trial?
There's only, I believe there's only one case, 21,
It's one incident, it's two cases. It's 2021 CR 2437, 2021 CR 2438. Both cases alleging failure to stop and render aid SBI. Those.
All right, so
thank you, Pat. Thank you, Pat.
So
I had,
are those the cases that are going to be proceeding to trial? Is that the understanding?
Yes, Your Honor.
that's my
All right.
understanding as well, Judge.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to recall this case, and we're going to recall it for December 1st. And at that time, I'm going to want the acknowledgements of discovery. I want to make sure that everyone has all of the discovery. And then at that time, I'll give you a jury trial date. I can't give you one now because the court is not been given its jury trial schedule.
Thank you very much, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes.
Likewise,
So we'll be
Judge.
back on December 1st. Thank you.
Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Judge Boyd, this is Stacy Cross. I'm back from the breakout room.
All right. Just give me a moment.
Of course. My client in there. Yeah, that's it. See.
Can everyone just give me one moment, please? All right, Will Brooks.
Judge, on Mr. Richard Ruiz,
Yes.
he wants his jury trial still, Judge.
All right, just give me a moment. Richard Ruiz, where are you?
Right here, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Ruiz, as you are aware, your plea deadline today has expired. You're aware of that, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so the court will not accept any plea agreements after this time. We're going to recall you for December 1st. At that time, Mr. Brooks, the court will get an acknowledgement of discovery and make sure that you have all of your discovery, and then you'll get a jury trial date on that day.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, so Mr. Brooks, you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Do you need to speak with your client at all?
I don't, Judge. We spoke about a week and a half ago.
All right, to the clerks, if you could have Mr. Richard Ruiz sent back, please. And let me see, you are 14-0. Yes. Yes. All right, thank you, everyone. Just give me a moment. Thank you. All right, can I see the prosecutors in breakout room number 1, please? And Brenda, if you could go to number 1, please. Everyone, just give me a moment. I'll be right back.
436.
All right, everyone. Thank you for your patience. Stacy Cross.
Yes, hi, Judge.
Yes.
I just need a reset on my case. My client is present. I just need to set up a meeting with him to come into my office.
So are we having a,
The motion,
so are we having a motion to suppress? Is that what you're?
that's what I need to talk with my client about in detail, go over some evidence and stuff like that with him before.
All right, what is your client's name?
Russell Tweedy.
All right. Have you received all the discovery in this case?
As far as I know, I have everything, Judge.
All right, Norma, on Russell Tweedy, can we set this the second week in December, please? And if you'll put that in the chat box for me. All right, we're going to come back on December 10th. All right, you and your client are excused. Let your client get a reset form and then he can leave.
What do you mean get a reset form?
Yes, they're going to get a reset form. You said he's in the courtroom, correct?
No, he's on the Zoom, Judge. I'm in the courtroom.
Ah, okay. I thought you said your client was in the courtroom. Mr. Tweedy, where are you? Russell Tweedy. All right, you need to be back on Zoom on December 10th. You're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Johnny Cisneros.
Your Honor, We need a reset. There's still a little bit of discovery that the state is trying to find and talk to someone. And I personally want to keep it on the trial docket, please.
All right, who's the prosecutor you're conferring with?
That's me, Judge Michelle Hayden.
All right, so state, what discovery is outstanding?
Names of a couple witnesses and the SANE exam.
All right, when do you anticipate having the same exam?
We should have it within 30 days, hopefully within a couple weeks. It was requested before this setting.
All right, Norma, on Edward Gill, can I have a 30-day reset, please? And Rebecca, you know, as I flip the pages, you know, I'm trying to see which page he is on.
11.
Thank you. All right, we're going to come back on January 6th, Mr. Cisneros, 2022.
January the 6th. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you so much. May we
You're
be
welcome. You're excused.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Everybody stay healthy.
All right, you too. All right, who else is back from the breakout room? Okay, then we will take up Robert Brauback. You have Mark Anthony Perez.
Judge?
Yes, so is your client in the courtroom? Or is he on, is he in
He's in
custody?
detention. He should be available on.
All right.
I'm right here,
video.
Judge.
All right, thank you. Is there a prosecutor ready on Mark Anthony Perez?
I'm here, Your Honor.
Okay.
Judge, you didn't call my name.
Let me put you in the breakout room. I'll see you to breakout room number 16, Fernando.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It just does not want to act right, Brenna. Let me try it now. Okay, it may do it now. Let's see. Oh, it works. I think it just depends on how you put them in order. I don't know. There we go. All right, the court is going to call 2021 CR 9017W, State of Texas versus Mark Anthony Perez. Can I have the parties announced for the record for the state?
Michelle Hayden for the state.
For the defense?
Robert Brauback.
All right. And are you Mark Anthony Perez?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
We're proceeding with this sentencing by video. The court will note for the record that the defendant entered his plea by video on October 5th. Is there any objections to us proceeding by video? State?
None from the state.
Defense?
None from the defense.
All right, according to your plea bargain agreement, punishment was to be assessed at a cap of 5 years. There's a $1,500 fine. The state is remaining silent on both your applications for deferred adjudication and for community supervision. State is taking into consideration 3 other cases, and there's an affirmative finding of family violence. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections to the PSI report, state?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
Oh, Your Honor.
All right, off the record for one moment, Brenna. Christine McDonald, are you here for Rodney Ferguson?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 17. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, we're back on the record. All right, defense state is silent. Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor, I'd like to say that the Mark Perez has no felony convictions. Felony. He has good family support from his family. His mother has medical issues. She's called me several times and said she needs him at home, needs his support. He has a job as a contractor. I told him if you grant him probation, he'll have to furnish proof of employment within 30 days. I think an anger management course would be good for him, and community service at a place like the Salvation Army. I think he's told me that he will follow your rules if you give him probation now for some time. I think he's learned a lesson. Good candidate for deferred probation.
All right, so Mr. Perez, is there anything you wish to say?
Yes, ma'am. I just want to say
Just
that.
1 minute, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand and state your name for the record, please.
Mark Anthony Perez.
All right, what would you like to say?
I would just like to say that I have learned my lesson, ma'am. I want to go out. I want to help my mom out. She needs my help at the
What
moment.
lesson have you learned?
That I shouldn't have done what I did. I was
What did
wrong
you
in
do?
what I did. I abused somebody when I shouldn't have done that. It was wrong of me. I'm
Like,
ready
why
to.
did you do it?
At the moment, ma'am, I was just mad. No medication. I was
Mad at what?
going at the world.
Why
at
are
the
you
world.
mad at the world?
The reason that I was mad at the world, ma'am, was just because I was going through a lot. My dad was on drugs and trying to get him into rehab at the time too. My girl that it was against, Felicita, she was on drugs too, trying to get her into rehab. She wouldn't
And
want to
what drugs
listen.
were you on?
I was on ice, ma'am, at the time.
So, I mean, can we stop pretending like we're not doing drugs? Because we are. So it's not,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm trying to get help to help other people on drugs when you're on
Well,
drugs as well.
yes, ma'am. At the time, I was already getting clean on my own, ma'am. I was letting go of everything and trying to get clean on my own. So I was trying to help my family out as well. At
So
that
what does
moment,
that have to do with being abusive?
I shouldn't have done what I had done, ma'am, and I apologize for everything. And
I mean-
if she was here right now, I would try to apologize to her, but she's not. So the only thing I could do is just change my life and not ever do it again.
But here's the thing, you're charged with continuous violence against family, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So that means that this isn't the first time.
Well,
That's
there
why
was,
you're charged with continuance. So it's more than one time.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. The first time I was on the drugs, ma'am, when this
And
first
then this
happened.
time,
And this time, I ended up doing it without the drugs. I wasn't on my medication at the time, ma'am.
what medication? See, we go from you're doing it because you're not on medication to you're doing it because you're on
No, ma'am.
drugs.
The first time I was on drugs when I did it, ma'am. The second time I wasn't on my medication. I did not take my medication. I was taking Trileptal, ma'am, and
But
I
no,
stopped taking it.
what you told me was you were trying to get her into rehab. That's why all of this happened.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you're telling me it happened because you were not on your medications. All of this is you blaming
It's all my fault.
someone
No,
for
it's all my fault.
something.
I take the blame for everything. ma'am.
Stop.
Yes, ma'am.
What I'm hearing from you is all of this is somebody else's fault. It's the drugs fault because I'm on drugs. Or either it's I'm not on my medication. That's what you're telling the court.
I apologize for that, ma'am.
Well,
It's
I
all
mean,
my.
no. Stop with the apologies when you're not really apologizing. An apology is, I'm sorry, the end. It's not, I'm sorry because the drugs made me do it. Or I'm sorry because I was not on your medications. What you're giving me is non-apologies, and I'm not the person that's owed an apology to.
I understand.
So I'm going back to what is your issues? Why are you violent?
I've been like that since I was young, ma'am, and I do need help with anger and anger
That's
classes.
not my question. Why are you violent?
It's just my PTSD. I have anger issues. I have bipolarness, ma'am.
Here's the thing, you're just throwing around terms that you think sound good. So let's unpack the luggage that you're giving me to unpack. So first off, you say that you have PTSD. Have you ever been diagnosed with PTSD?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
All right, what do you have PTSD from?
It's a long list. I've been like that since I was little. I had bipolarness at first, and when I grew
People
up,
just don't have PTSD for no reason. So why do you have PTSD?
stuff that happened to me when I was young, ma'am.
That's not telling me anything.
I was raped. I was sexually raped when I was young, ma'am.
And was Child Protective Services involved?
No, ma'am. They didn't know nothing about this.
So where is all of this coming from?
From my past.
See, I don't know. I don't understand. And I don't know if I believe what you're telling me, because in one breath, you're saying one thing, and another breath, you're saying something completely different. What is up with the tattoo on your chest?
It's just I like the Joker from Batman.
What, is that a Joker on your chest?
No, ma'am. It just says Joker. It's just from Batman.
Has he been evaluated to see if he's a gang member? Anyone? Does anyone know?
Not that I'm aware of, Judge.
Probation, do you know if he is a documented gang member?
I'm pulling up his file, Judge.
All right, thank you. Before we check into this, are you a documented gang member?
No, ma'am, I am not. Nor have I ever been.
Judge, I don't see documentation that they did a gang check.
Judge, I don't see any indication that he's a gang member or that they evaluated on our end either.
Okay, so has he ever been evaluated to see if he's a documented gang member?
I can go pull the file. Normally there's a notation if they find that they are in here, but I don't see anything like that, but I can go pull the physical file.
All right, could you do that for me, please?
Sure.
Thank you. And Rebecca, with regards to, I'm looking and I reviewed the PSI report and it is mentioning mental health issues. Do you know, is that just reported from him or was that investigated?
I attached the mental health evaluation in the email that I sent to you and the ADA and defense.
Okay, let me look at that. All right, thank you, Rebecca.
Judge, I don't see that he was checked or evaluated to see if he was a gang member.
All right, is there anything else from the defense?
Well, Your Honor, other than I think with the proper anger management courses that you might require him and
Okay. All right.
Okay. I didn't catch
yes.
the last part from Robert.
Robert, could you repeat the last part that you said?
I think that the proper anger management courses and community service will be helpful to him to fulfill his probation.
Okay. All right. Mr. Perez, do you have any children?
No, ma'am, I don't.
All right. So here's your choice. Whichever choice you make, you're not going to be released from custody today. So I can grant you your deferred adjudication. It will be deferred adjudication for 5 years, or either I can send you to prison for 3 years. But you will be going to an inpatient treatment drug facility. So which would you prefer? I've read the complete report, and according to the report I have, you drink twisted teas daily, do meth. I don't know why you think that you can handle this on your own. If you could handle it on your own, we would not be here.
I actually can, ma'am.
No, you can't, because you have not.
Ma'am, I am in danger in here, ma'am. You don't understand. I am in danger in here. You can look up the report. I have been thrown out of so many, cast out of so many pods,
I'm going
ma'am.
to
I
send you
can't
to
be in here
breakout room number 1, Mr. Drawback, with your client if you would like to speak with him. So I'll
You don't
send him
even
to breakout
care.
room number 1. And Mr. Drawback, if you can speak to your client about treatment, please.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
So I'm here for Carlos Mora, Criminal Trial Division. ADA Saunders said that likely will be a dismissal for lack of a witness. So just wanted to give you an update about that. Hopefully get.
All right. And who is the
defendant?
Marcus?
Carlos Mora.
All right, Marcus Sanders.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, so what is happening with Mr. Carlos Mora?
I've done a dismissal, so it should be coming to you pretty soon.
All right, let me see. Yes, I do have that. So I will be signing that now.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Oh,
you and your client are excused.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
All right, thank you, you too. And everyone, just give me a moment.
Page 10.
All right, thank you. All right, anyone else back from the breakout room? Catherine Valenzuela?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry. I just got in. I have Mr. Puente, and I was conferring with Meredith, and I wanted to confer again with her.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 13.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let me just find you. Christine McDonald?
Judge, I've conferred with the state. If I can talk to my client briefly. Rodney Ferguson.
Okay. Rodney Ferguson? If you'll go to breakout room number 16, please.
Thank you, Judge.
16?
Yes. Sid Grihi?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
We've gone in a breakout room and discussed some of the options. I would just ask that the court could give us a reset until Nathaniel Navy can get back on the case since he's in County Court 1 on a trial setting.
All right, Norma, on Vasquez, can you recall that for the first week in December, please? It's Jasmine Vasquez. We'll come back on November 30th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
May we be excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, Lorraine Efron, who do you have?
Yes, Judge. I have two clients today. One is Miss Edna Villalba, and we're just asking for another trial setting on that.
Okay.
And then Mr. Alfonso Botire is pending a competency evaluation, if I recall correctly. I think the court ordered from the bench last time. And
all right, so I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2.
Okay.
To confer on the trial setting on Edna
Villalba.
Yes. And then we'll come back and we'll talk about Alfonso Botire.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Orlando Castagnon.
Yes, Judge. I'm back from talking with Marcus Sanders, and I believe we need a trial setting.
And it's Roland Davis.
Yes, Judge.
All right, Norma, on Roland Davis, can you give me a date in December? And then at that time, we should have our trial schedule for each court. So when you come in that date, that's the day we'll give you a jury trial setting date. So what date in December, Ms. Ferguson? All right, we'll be back on December 15th.
Okay, Judge. I'll put that on my calendar.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, you and your client are excused. All right, Alex Shore.
Hi, Judge. I talked to Michelle about Mr. Espinosa's cases.
Right, you're here for Johnny Tejeda, correct?
Yes, and he is online on iPhone 210-836-7046.
All right, so what is happening?
I'm sorry, Judge. Okay, I have not conferred on his case, but the Marcus and I have been talking over the last few days, and that case on Mr. Tejeda's case, we just need to go forward on a jury trial setting.
Just one moment. Number on Johnny Tejeda, can I have a date to come back so we can give them a jury trial date sometime, if they can come back in December? All right, we're going to see you back on December 15th. On Mr. Tejeda.
Thank you, Judge. May he be excused.
Yes,
All right, thank you. Thanks, Shani.
you're welcome. And just give me one moment. All right, now who's next, Mr. Shar? You're on mute. You're muted.
I'm sorry, Judge. Roberto Espinoza.
Yes.
I did confer with Michelle. She has no objection to the motions to substitute. We're not trying to push this case off forever. I don't want to say it's going to be a jury trial right now without having seen any of the evidence.
Just
I
one
know
second.
I know it's an
I
old
don't have
case.
this, just 1 second.
I'm sorry.
To the clerks, I don't have the file on Roberto Espinoza. Is that one of the files that's missing? Yeah, I don't see him on the docket. Yes,
Oh, okay.
he's not on the docket today.
He was set yesterday, Judge, and another attorney from our office was covering, and Mr. Espinosa could not get online with his cell phone, and so you had told him to come back today.
I thought it was recalled for Thursday, Judge.
I'm sorry, I was told today. We can come back tomorrow.
Okay. Well, they pulled the file for me. Okay. So the motion to substitute will be granted. And that's a motion to substitute in both cases, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I only have a motion to substitute for 4378. To the clerks, do you have the motion to substitute for 4377?
Sorry, I do have a Judge. Let me print it out really quick.
All right, thank you. All right, so what is happening? Sorry, Robert, I actually found it.
Okay.
Thank you. It was behind another stack. Okay, so where are we on these? I guess
All
you're
right.
review on the cases, is that correct?
Yes, Judge. And so we understand the timelines. And so I need to get him to see all the discovery because that was an issue with his prior attorney.
All right,
I
Norma,
did-
on Roberto Espinoza,
Yes, ma'am.
can we give them a 30-day reset?
They can come back on December 15th.
All right. And do you have all the discovery?
I don't know, Judge. Probably not. Now that the substitution is granted, then it'll start coming in. So we'll be able to download it. And
All right, you need to make
get it-
sure you have all your discovery on that date. Then after that date, I'm going to give you one more plea deadline date and the court, because a plea deadline date was given to your client on October 2nd, 2020. So by December 15th, you need to make sure you have all the discovery because, as you know, people can keep substituting different attorneys and keep pushing it off. I'm not saying that's what's happening in this case, but on December 15th, you need to make sure you have all your discovery. Did the state give you a offer?
Yes, yes, they did. Yes, she
All right.
did.
So once you have all your discovery on that date, when you come back on that date, it's going to be a quick turnaround, but I'm going to give you a plea deadline date.
That's fair, Judge. Thank you.
All right, thank you. You and your client are excused.
And Judge, can you have Alex, can you forward me a copy of that motion to substitute? Because I don't have it and it's not in the
Sure.
system.
Yes, I'll send them to you right now, Norm.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Y'all have a great day.
You're welcome. All right, Kenneth Eric Baker, who do you have?
Good morning, Your Honor. I have a PSI today on Savannah Coulterman, and we're ready, except for I just want a brief discussion with her in the breakout room. I just received the TAP evaluation this morning. I want to just go over it with her before sentencing, if that's all right.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 3.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Ms. Coulterman, if you could go to 3, please. Let me find
Yes,
you on
ma'am.
the Zoom.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. Albert Acevedo.
Judge, I'm back from the breakout room on Marla Garrison.
Yes.
We've already conferred with Marcus, and he's going to make sure that we have all the videos. He's sending a follow-up email, but if we can remain on the trial docket, Judge.
Norma, on Marla Garrison, can you give us a reset date in December so they can get their jury trial date? All right, we're going to come back on December 15th.
December 15th, Your Honor.
Yes.
Okay. And we're excused, Your Honor.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, you too. Everyone, just give me a moment. Raymond Martinez.
Yes, Judge, I am ready to announce on Martin Lopez and Albert Salcedo.
All right, let's start with Albert Salcedo.
Judge, Mr. Salcedo, I've conferred with Mr. Sanders. He's got an MTR and a new number 1 that's unindicted. So I'm going to file a motion and an order for a bond on the MTR. I think we may actually agree on an amount, but
what is the new number 1?
Robbery case, Judge.
All right, Norma, reset Mr. Albert Salcedo for 1 month. And you need to have received the discovery on the robbery case, and then it's going to be set for a contested.
Okay, Judge. And I'm assuming I can present an agreed order on the bond on the MTR if I get one.
Yes. All right, so what date will be coming back? No. Norma, it just needs to come back in a month so they can get discovery on the new number 1, and then we'll set it for a contested. All right, we're going to come back on December 13th.
Okay, Judge.
And if it's going to be a contested hearing, then on December 13th, you'll get your contested hearing date. So Mr. Salcedo is excused.
Okay, Judge. I'm going to want to go to breakout room with him after we finish, Judge. He's in jail.
All right, just give me a moment.
And at least it will ask to post the one on the TRF, or is that something you want to do?
I need to find out how that works. Yeah, we can.
All right, and your next one?
Mr. Lopez, Judge, we've conferred and he just needs to stay on the trial docket.
Norma, on Martin Lopez, can I have a date for him to come back so he can get a jury trial date in December? Norma, are we able to put these both on the same day so Raymond can be back on the same day? Just put them both on the 13th. Is that possible?
I'm sorry, Judge, I've been on the phone with another defense attorney. Yes, ma'am, it can be on the 13th.
All right, so we're going to put this one on December 13th as well.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and so on that date, you'll get your jury trial date. And make sure that you have all your discovery.
Yes, Your Honor.
And just give me one moment.
If I could go back to breakout with Mr. Salcedo, please.
All right, just 1 second.
Mr. Lopez, you can log off.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
All right, and Mr. Salcedo is in custody?
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't see him on the Zoom. Was he in a breakout room?
He was in a breakout room with me.
He's still in breakout room number 10. After you speak to him to number 10, you need to come back to the main room and let us know you completed conferring with him.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Christine McDonald.
Judge, I'm here on Rodney Ferguson. I've conferred with the state. We need a trial setting on this case, Judge.
All right, have you received all your discovery?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a date to come back in December so we can give them the trial date? I'm giving you the date in December, Ms. McDonald, because the court has not received its jury trial schedule yet. We're supposed to have our jury trial schedule for the new year in December.
Okay.
So we're going to come back on December 15th for a jury trial date.
Okay, Judge. I do have a setting for this client on December 9th. Is that no longer, should I just mark that off my calendar?
Just mark that off your calendar. Ms. Ferguson, can you make sure that Rodney Ferguson is just for December 15th, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, just give me a moment. Let me find him on our sheet. Thanks.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Ferguson, we're going to bring you back on December 15th. On that date, I'll be able to give you a jury trial date. The court does not have a schedule yet for jury trials. Norma 14P can go back. All right, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
McDonald. All right, James DeWigan, who do you have?
I have Michael DeLeon, not the judge.
Okay, and is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial.
All right, I'll send you to number 4. Catherine Valenzuela.
Yes, Your Honor, we conferred. I believe we have a resolution, but I need to get an affidavit, so I'm asking for a date so that we can take care of this plea.
All right, who are you conferring with?
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, Meredith is out today. And so, oh man, forgot that I'm blanking on name.
It was me, Your Honor.
Okay.
Sorry.
So what is happening on these 3 cases? Because I showed he has 3 cases.
We're gonna take a plea on the felony. The other 2 will be taken into consideration, but I need a affidavit on the gun, Your Honor.
All right, and when will you have that affidavit?
Not till, I would say early December, because we don't have a notary and I need to write it up.
Okay. All right, Norma, can we recall Luis Fuente in December for a plea? All right, we're going to come back on December 3rd.
That'll work, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. You and your client excused. Norma, can you let them know 14J Salcedo can go back? And everyone, just give me a moment. Raymond Martinez.
Judge, I think Mr. Salcedo is back in the courtroom, Judge.
All right, we've taken care of that. He has been excused. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Robert Brauback.
Yes, Judge, I've conferred with Mr. Perez. We're ready to proceed.
All right, he needs to come back to the main session. So I've asked him to come back to the main session. Okay. Let's see. Who is the prosecutor on Perez? Is it? There you are. Okay. All right, so we're back on the record in 2021 CR 9017W. So does your client want treatment for the drug problem he has, or does he want to go to prison?
Oh, Your Honor, he does not want to go to prison. I think he's anxious to return home because of the medical treatment his mother needs, but he's follow your rules, and I think he wanted to know how long that the in treatment would be.
Oh, it's going to be 9 months.
9 months.
Yes, you're going to wait for a transfer to SafeP. SafeP is a 9-month program. Mr. Perez, what I can tell you, if someone is using ice, using twisted teas every single day, you are not a good provider for anyone. You will not be a good caregiver for your mom. You will not be a good caregiver for anyone because you're in the throes of your addiction. And everyone, not everyone, but a majority of people who come on this screen always say, I need to take care of my mom. I need to take care of my dad. I need to take care of my children. And if you were not using drugs, then you could have been doing that. And when you were picking up this case, you were not taking care of your mom. You were out using drugs. And you just told me you won't be taking care of your father because you told me your father uses drugs. You're on mute.
My father's actually in rehab right now, ma'am.
Well, he's taking care of himself. You need to take care of yourself. So the question for you is, do you want to go to prison or do you want to go to rehab? Either way, you are not leaving custody today. You
Yes,
will be
ma'am.
either going from that place to the inpatient facility, which is located at the prison, or either you will be going to prison to do your time.
I was gonna ask, ma'am, is there any way I could get lifetime recovery instead?
No. Because here's the thing, we can't write our own program. If we could write our own program, then you wouldn't be here because you would have already written your own program and it would have been successful. So obviously trying to write your own program to not be addicted to drugs, to take care of your mental health issues, to take care of your violent tendencies didn't work. So now, because it doesn't work, somebody else has the right to program for you, and that's what I'm doing.
Okay, so I'll take the 5 years, ma'am.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. And the court will note for the record that no one was able to get in touch with the complainant per the PSI report that I've received. State, have you had any contact with the complainant?
We've not had recent contact with the complainant.
No face, no case.
Sorry, what
No
did you just say?
No face, no case, ma'am.
And what does that mean?
That means if the complainant is not here, that means that there's no case, ma'am.
I know that's not what it means, but I tell you what it does mean. It means that I'm not giving you your sentence right now. It means that you'll come back on another day and we'll see about your no case, no face at that time.
Ma'am, I apologize. I was just speaking out loud. I am so sorry, ma'am.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna bring him back. Norma, can you recall him in December in a month, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I am so sorry. I did not mean to say anything.
Yes, you did.
No, I was speaking to myself, ma'am, not to you.
No, you were not.
Yes, I was, ma'am. I
No,
apologize.
you were not. And let me just tell you this. We
Okay.
can go off the record. You continue with your apologies. Your apologies ring hollow. You're just saying whatever you think I want to hear. And you
Miss-
need to stop saying what you think people want to hear. You
Yes,
knew
ma'am.
you were unmuted. You were not saying that just to yourself. You were saying it to the world at large, and you were saying it to me. So we will see you back here on December 15th. And hopefully by then you can control yourself and think about
Can I speak
why
to my
you are
lawyer?
in the position that you are in. So Norma, L8 can go back. And Mr. Brabak, we'll see you back on December 15th.
Ma'am, may I be excused, Judge?
Yes.
Yes.
Anyone else ready?
I'm ready, Judge, whenever you are on the PSI for Coulterman.
Yes. All right, are the parties ready on Coulterman?
Yes, Your
Thanks,
Honor.
sir.
All right, everyone, just give me one moment, please. All right, I have to make sure I drink all of my water, Brenda. When you take allergy medicine, that's the one thing they're like, drink plenty of fluids. So I'm trying. All right, court is calling 2021 CR 7555, State of Texas versus Savannah Coulterman. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Michelle Hayden for the state.
for the defense?
Eric Baker for Ms. Coulterman, who's present, Judge. He is
And
in.
are you Ms. Coulterman?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
And from the state.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Coulterman, do you have any objection with the sentencing taking place by video?
No, ma'am.
And the court will note for the record that the defendant entered a plea to count 1 of no contest that was done by video on October 7th. The state waived count 1 and count 3 without objection. Court found there was sufficient evidence to find the defendant guilty. According to the plea bargaining agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 7 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. The state is silent on your applications. They're taking some cases into consideration. And there are, of course, no contact orders with several individuals. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections to the PSI report from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No objection, Judge. Maybe some clarifications through testimony. No objections.
All right. Then defense, the state is silent. There is a Carol Coulterman who's waiting to zoom in. Is that a witness for you, defense?
Yes, Your Honor. That's the mother of the defendant.
All right. So I have admitted her. So the message says that she is joining the breakout room and she is now here.
Great.
All right. Defense, you can call your first witness.
Thank you, Judge. We will call Ms. Coulterman, my client.
All right, Ms. Coulterman, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you
Yes,
solemnly
ma'am.
swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. And if you could state your name for the record, please.
My name is Savannah Dawn Coulterman.
All right, defense.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Coulterman, tell the court how old you are.
I'm 19 years old.
Okay, and ma'am, while you've had some arrests in your past, you've never been convicted of a crime, have you?
No, never. This is my first time, and it's a well lesson learned.
Okay, Ms. Coulterman, can you describe briefly the cultural family situation that you grew up into, the judge, with regard to what the PSI said about gang affiliation, et cetera? Can you
Yes. I'm not affiliated. It was more of a generational family tree thing, but I'm not participating nor engaging in any illegal activities.
And you haven't in the past,
No,
correct?
no.
All right. Ma'am, the offense that you've been charged with and that you've entered a plea on, do you take full responsibility for that in front of this court?
Yes, I take full responsibility for the incident that occurred. I wasn't in my right state of mind. I was in between insurances, so I wasn't on my medication that I normally take religiously.
Let me stop you real quick there and go into that a little bit with your questions, okay?
Yes, sir.
Do you have some mental diagnoses of mental illness or disease that have been documented and diagnosed by a medical doctor?
Yes, sir. Since I was 12 years old, I was diagnosed with major severe anxiety, PTSD, schizoactive disorder, and seizures as well. And that's been since I was 12 years old.
Okay, and you're also diagnosed, if I'm not mistaken, bipolar, correct?
Yes, yes, sir.
How long have you been taking medications for these ailments?
Since I was 12 years old.
Okay. And around the time of this the time of this offense, is there anything that you were going through that might have made you act in a way that if you were to be given treatment or help, that you may not repeat this in the future?
The incident that was going on was I was in between insurances at the time, and I wasn't staying with family, and I was kind of in between addresses and stuff. So my insurance was having a hard time verifying things, and I wasn't on my medication. It wasn't being paid by my insurance, so that's why I was out of fills.
Okay. In the past, have you ever, prior to this, been in a situation where you haven't had access to your meds and not been taking them?
No.
And so this was a result of insurance dropping for a period of time, correct?
Yes.
Has that since been rectified? Is your insurance active now so that if
Yeah.
the court
Yes,
gives
sir.
you access? Okay, and ma'am, I went over the DDRF mixed screening results and the PSI and the TAP with you, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you're aware that the DDRF MIC is offering to help you with your psychological psychiatric needs, including monitor and make sure that you're currently prescribed with the medications that you're on, which is buspirone and risperidol, and it doesn't list the third, but you're on a third, correct?
Yes, yes, sir.
What is that? Clonazepam?
Yes.
Okay, okay. And if the court were to release you or to grant your application, I should say, with the help of staying on those meds, do you think that would help ensure that you wouldn't have any more episodes that might lead to offenses like this?
Definitely, yes, sir.
Ma'am, you've made some plans for your future recently, correct?
Yes, I have.
Can you describe those for the court, what your plans are? Should you be granted, did your application be granted?
I graduated in 2018, actually 2 years early. And this year I had my FAFSA put in and I was doing my ACEs, and it's still good for me to join. Like if I were to be granted probation, I could do my last steps of registration and join in spring semester or the late fall and winter semester, since everything's on Zoom.
Okay. Can I have just a moment, Your Honor, my computer?
Yes.
Ma'am, do you have any children?
Yes, I have one 5-year-old daughter.
Okay, and at the time of this offense and anterior to that, was that daughter living with you and under your care?
No, sir. She's with my brother that's in the Air Force right now at the moment. And at that
Well,
time, yes.
Okay, okay. And well, is the plan for you to assume the care for your daughter once you get back on your feet if the court grants this application?
Yes, my I have a great support system. I'm very thankful for. They're really wanting me to learn from this, and I've sat here, I've listened, I've learned, I've gained patience, something I didn't have, but I most certainly need. I've grown with grace and learned the values of things in life I'll never take advantage of again. And my family wants me to learn from this and put this behind me and grow through what I've gone through so I could be a better mother for my daughter. I don't want my daughter to have a mom in prison or a mom that is lacking something. I want to be better.
Now, your support system, that would include your brother, correct?
Yes, I have 2 brothers. One, my brother Jacob, my brother Eric. One is in the Air Force, one works for the city, and I have my mom, who's a homeschool teacher, and I plus my daughter, my little one, and that's the best support system. That's all I need, and I have myself too, you know.
Is there anything else that perhaps I've missed that you would like to tell the court in support of your application?
I have an uncle that works for he works in HR in the hiring process for Manpower on the behalf of Caterpillar, and he said if I were to get granted probation, because he knows that there would be fees, he could help me get a good position in there. So I'm just waiting to see what happens, but I've really learned from this. I don't think there's a lot of people my age that have gone through this trial or tribulation that could say the same. But I'm thankful the way it happened. And like Judge Boyd says, putting patience in my pocket, I've done that, and it really is to make me a better person at the end of the day, you know.
Your Honor, I don't have any further questions of this witness. I do have one additional very short witness.
Was her relationship with the complainant in this case? Because I've read the police reports previously when I found there was sufficient evidence, and I've also read the PSI report, and it's a little bit unclear.
There was a boyfriend and his family that she was living with at the time, was my understanding.
Well, I know there's a mention of Ulysses, but then it doesn't appear that Ulysses is related to this. Is Ulysses related to this?
He was my ex-boyfriend, and that was his sister-in-law, but I guess he was having sexual intercourse with her, and I didn't know that. So I was kind of caught in between that crossfire. And then his niece, she told me something that was really disturbing, and I addressed it, and I shouldn't have taken matters into my own hands, something that I would never do ever again. But she told me, the little girl told me something very disturbing.
Well, I will tell you, the court has read that, and the court know that there is potentially charges or cases pending based upon that.
Judge, you're on mute.
I know some co-host muted me. I want to know who did that. See, Brenda, this is what happened when you give people co-host duties. And then they're like, oh, I'm sorry, but nobody wants to claim it. I know it wasn't
It was
you,
me.
Michelle.
I accidentally
Was it?
did it, Judge. I'm claiming it. Sorry. I really apologize. I was trying to click something above the screen, the Zoom screen. So I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm so sorry.
No, at least you didn't do it. The last person who was on here, I think it was Elena, she closed all the breakout rooms. So that's fine. It happens.
Sorry. Okay. I won't touch it.
Okay. Okay. So here's my other question. They're asking for her to do residential treatment at
And
SADA.
Sorry,
Yes.
Judge, I do have one question for the defendant as well, when you're done.
Oh, of course. Go ahead.
Ms. Coulterman, you're saying that you're not a gang member, that you're not documented Mexican mafia. Is that correct?
The only reason I was considered, or Mr. Baker, do you want to, I don't know, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Ms. Coulterman.
The only reason I was registered as that is because of the tattoos that a family member had put on me at like the age of 13 to 14. That family member is now deceased, and I'm not engaged in any illegal activities. I'm not doing any of that.
Are you aware that our investigator did a gang affiliation check when your case came in, and that we have a gang letter saying that you are documented Mexican mafia?
Well, that would be due to the generational family tree, but I'm not.
Were you ever documented Mexican mafia?
I'm gonna check, because she may not understand what that means. Documented is a legal process. She should ask her about her activities or her thoughts on that, but not.
Well,
what
if she doesn't understand what that means, Mr. Baker, she can say she
Well,
doesn't understand, and there can be clarification. You can ask your question.
Were you ever part of the Mexican mafia gang?
Well, due to my family and certain family members that were engaged, because I can't help my bloodline or who my family was associated with. I mean, I know that I fall into that category, but that's not entirely what it is. I'm not doing anything like that. I'm not engaged with my family. The ones that are engaged, I'm not having anything to do with them.
But were you at one point in time?
Well, yeah, my family. Yes,
That's
ma'am.
it, Your Honor.
All right. Any follow-up defense?
No, Your Honor, I think she's admitted to the court that in her past, she's been affiliated because of her family ties, but there's been no evidence that she ever participated in any gang-related activity. This is a cultural phenomenon that she is faced with, and doesn't bear any relationship to who she is right now, would be my argument.
Okay. All right, you have another witness?
Yes, Your Honor, I would call Carolyn Coulterman, her mother.
All right, could I have Carolyn Coulterman, please?
Please forward. Yes, Your Honor. I'm Carolina Coulterman. I'm her mother.
All right, if you could raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand. I'm gonna need you to speak up. If you can state your name for the record, please.
My name is Carol Coulterman.
Okay. You may ask your questions, defense.
Thank you, Judge. Just briefly, Miss Coulterman, is Savannah your daughter?
Yes, she is. She's my youngest of three.
Obviously, she's in jail right now, but where does Savannah reside? Does she reside with you
Yes,
habitually?
I have everything at home. I have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home waiting with all her furniture. I've been waiting and I'm hoping that.
I'm sorry, time out. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna need you to speak up because the court
it's the mask.
reporter cannot hear.
Can I take the mask off, Your Honor?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's why it was muffled. Sorry about that.
Ma'am, please just try to listen to my question and only answer that question. And then at the end, I have more to say. I'll give you that opportunity. How long has Savannah lived with you prior to her arrest?
The only time she wasn't with me was during that incident. I wasn't with her. I was actually residing in Quirks.
Okay, so she's lived with you since she's a child,
Oh, yes.
and you've had a chance to observe her growing up through
Yes.
elementary school, high school, etc.
All right, time out. Here's the thing. You're gonna have to wait for him to finish asking your question before you respond. The court reporter, nope, stop. The court reporter cannot take down two people speaking at once. So let him finish with this question and then you can answer it. You have plenty of time to say what you feel you need to say, but you need to let him finish asking his question. Defense?
Thank you, Judge. So, ma'am, you've had a chance to observe her from the time she was a child to the present, correct?
Correct.
And the court's going to make a decision today on Savannah's application for probation, and you're here speaking in support of that, correct?
Yes, I am. Correct.
Okay. Tell the court what you know of Savannah's character and what you think of how you think she will do on probation and why.
Well, I know for a fact, I know my daughter. I'm the one that has dealt with her all her life. I've been from the beginning to this end, the sad end. We weren't together during that incident, and she was off her meds. I rectified that. It didn't take me long. I even had them delivered over there, but by that time she was arrested and in custody. And I do have her insurance updated, I guess because of the pandemic, through May 31st of 2022. So she's able to get her meds. And I also set up a visit with her doctor already that she was seeing before she was incarcerated, Dr. Don Raywalt at Communicare. And I set one up for tomorrow afternoon, I think for 4:40 p.m. so she can get her meds. But I have a voicemail that just said that they're going to reschedule it. So I haven't called back yet, but I even did that for her. And I know she'll do great.
Okay, ma'am. So when Savannah is living at home with you, is she compliant? Is she pleasant to live with? Is she a good roommate?
Well, yes, of course. I mean, we have our mother and daughter little things, but that's normal. I make sure that she has her meds always. She's always gotten them. That was about the only time that she has not had them. And it's because she wasn't with me. So she does good as long as she's with me.
I'm sorry, Ms. Coulterman, you need to keep your voice up. You're trailing off for some reason. And it's making it very difficult for the court reporter to hear what's being said. So if you can keep your voice at the same level, I know sometimes people get nervous when they're testifying, but I need you to keep your voice up because otherwise the court reporter can't hear. And I guarantee you, if the court reporter can't hear you, I can't hear you.
Okay, yes, Your Honor.
And ma'am, are you going to be available? If the court grants Savannah's application, is she going to go back and live with you?
Yes.
Okay. And are you going to be available to help her get to her appointments and ensure she takes her medications?
Definitely. And I have set that up already.
All right. And over the past 5-6 years, you've been observing and raising Savannah. Is she a good person who was going to contribute to society in your view?
I've always tried to teach her the right way, and she does very well when she's here at home. That's why I took on homeschooling, and my best friend from Spring Ranch, Texas, taught me how to do that. And I did it for her sake. Due to her medications and being bipolar, I felt she was going to be out and might not have a good ending. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I don't know if you understand me, Your Honor, but I thought that was the right thing to do, and that's what I did. And I did tutor her. I've tutored other kids too in the way past. There's been, numerous, maybe 12, but over the span of like 12 years, But my daughter, that's the first time I've done it. And she did very good. And she went on and did her FAFSA, and she was all ready, and this happened.
Thank you. And are you asking the court to grant her application?
Yes, I'm pleading for mercy on my daughter.
If the
will
court
overlook her.
If the court decides to grant her application and follow the DDR-MIC recommendation, which is outpatient, are you going to be able to get her to her appointments and ensure she complies with all the terms and conditions that the court may impose upon her?
Definitely, because even when I didn't have a car and stuff, I always made her appointments. I would go with her. I made sure she got there. She always had her meds. They were filled. If I didn't pick them up, they were delivered. That I can tell you, I do that for her. And she's, she was good about it too. She'd call in her refills when they were due, if you had to call them in. She's actually pretty good, when she's focused and being in there almost 6 months. I'll tell the court one thing. I have noticed a big difference in my daughter, and just she's more humble. I know she's learned a hard lesson. This is the longest time that we've ever been apart. We have a very small family, and of course, I'm just another parent that's saddened terribly. My heart's shattered, but I know that I can definitely help her along the way, and I will make sure that she gets everything done on time, her fines, help her.
Thank you, ma'am. I think that answers my question. Thank you so much. No further questions from the defense.
All right.
All right, just one moment. Oh, we lost a person. I was going to send Roland to a breakout room. Off the record. Bobby Gebbia.
Hello, Judge. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. I was going to send you to a breakout room, and I'll send you to breakout room number 2. I'm just trying to locate you on the screen. Were you already in a breakout room?
It was at 9, Judge.
I was. We have already conferred, so we are good to go. I'll wait for Norma. We're going to talk about trial dates.
All right. Then what I'll do is I'll send you. Norma, can I have a date on Mike Marino, please? In December, to bring them back to give them a trial date. All right, we're going to come back on December 15th. The court does not have a trial schedule as yet. And hopefully by that date, the court will have a trial schedule. So you come back on December 15th, and at that day, to make sure you have all your discovery and give you a trial date.
Sounds good, Judge. If possible, if I could speak to Mr. Moreno briefly in a breakout room, that'd be wonderful. I didn't mean to interrupt your proceeding. I'm sorry, everybody.
No problem. Let's see where you are. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Marino, that's okay. And have him come back to the main room after you're done. And sorry, everyone, I'm just trying to find that on the docket. There we go. Just give me a second, Mr. Baker.
Certainly, Judge.
All right. Fernando Trevino and Michael Cox.
Your Honor, the case is being evaluated by the state, and we're also pending discovery of a recording that has not been uploaded. And
who's the prosecutor you were speaking with?
I was speaking to Marcus, Judge.
All right. Marcus, when do you think you'll have the discovery?
It's been uploaded now, Judge. I just did it.
All right. So Norma, can we call Mr. Cox back at the beginning of December, please? All right, we'll come back December 3rd. Is that the only discovery? Mr. Trevino, is that the only discovery?
I assume so.
All right, is your client in custody or on bond?
He's on bond.
All right, Mr. Coxton, we'll see you back on December 3rd by Zoom.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we be excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
Derek Edmonds.
Good morning, Judge. I have two cases on your docket. Mr. Dyer, he's in my office with me, Judge. I can turn my screen so you can see him. Michelle and I have already spoken on this case. Michelle's made an offer to me on the case today. My client needs a little bit of time to think about it.
All right, Norma, on Dyer, can you recall that the first week in December, please? All right, we'll come back on December 3rd. Do you have all the discovery?
I believe I do, Judge.
All right, December 3rd will be your plea deadline date on Mr. Dyer.
And Judge, the other case I have is.
Just one moment. Just one moment.
Sure. So Michelle.
All right, and Briggs.
And Briggs, Judge, I need to speak with Marcus on that one still. Briggs is in custody. So whenever Marcus is available, and I can give the court an update after I speak to Marcus.
Okay.
Derek, I'll give us the breakout room after this.
All right, so Derek, I'll send you to breakout room number 2.
And Michelle, if I give you a counter offer, it'll be before the next court date as well.
Kyle Ernst, who do you have?
I have Francisco Rocha. Can I speak with someone from the state?
Criminal Trial Division or Family Violence?
Criminal Trial Division, Judge.
All right. I'll send you to number 3.
Okay.
Roland Garcia, you left. Who do you have?
Good morning, Judge. Had some computer problems. I couldn't connect. My apologies.
Yes.
I have 2 this morning. I have Donald Gilliland, who is a criminal trial division, and I have David Morales, who is a family case. On Morales, Judge, I can report my status now. The state was going to turn over some evidence.
Let's do this. Let me send you to a breakout room because I'm actually in the middle of a hearing, but I want to get you all assigned so you're just not waiting.
Okay, I don't think I need to talk to a DA on Morales. I just need to report to the court on him, but on Gilliland, I do need to confer.
All right, I'll send you to number 4. Lorraine Efron.
I'm here, Judge. I'm so sorry.
Yes, what is happening? Hello? I think we've lost Lorraine. All right, Brenna, I tried. All right, so we're going to go back on the record in 2021 CR 7555. State, any questions for the witness?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you for coming down.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Baker, any other witnesses?
No other witnesses, Your Honor.
All right, then the court will hear argument. Defense, the state is silent.
Yes, Your Honor, before the court, Ms. Coulterman, she's a young woman, very young woman, with no history of a criminal conviction. It's obvious from the offense reports and from the testimony of her mother that this particular episode, or offense, was episodic and not indicative of who she is or has been. She's not been perfect, but this was very out of character. And I think in part, in mitigation, explained by the sudden lack of all her psych medication. Well, that's not perhaps an excuse. It is a factor I think the court should consider in who Ms. Coulterman is and what her future looks like. I will say this, I'm not sure, how much this matters, but I have noticed, like her mother, a great change in Ms. Coulterman from the first time that I encountered her in a courtroom. She's very calm, patient, as she says. I don't think she was just saying that. She's listened to everything I had to say. She's come up with she's obviously been thinking about what she's going to be doing to better her life when she when she gets out. She has a plan, enrolling in school. She has a support system. And I think there's every reason for this court to believe that she will do well should the court grant her application. I'm hoping if the court grants that application, considers first the outpatient treatment. I think if she has her meds, she'll be okay. And other than that, we'll just put it in the court's good hands.
All right. Well, probation says that she needs inpatient treatment. We do have the gang affiliation. I realize that she's only 19 years old. And I've read the PSI report, and the complainant's exact words are, let me find it. Her exact words are, she doesn't care what happens to this defendant. She only wants the defendant to have no contact with her or her children. So she is going into inpatient. The only question is what inpatient facility will accept her. I don't think SADF will accept her with her mental health issues. Is that correct, Rebecca?
I believe so, Judge.
So I guess Safe Peace Special Needs, will they accept her, even though we have the gang affiliation?
I think that might be the route to go.
Okay.
I'm looking at all the inpatient disqualifications.
Okay. All right. So Ms. Coulterman, sometimes I can give people choices. Sometimes I can't give them choices. So here are your choices. And I'm giving you these choices because there are plenty of people who want treatment. And as you know, we have limited resources because some people don't believe in treatment. They don't believe that people should be treated for drug addiction. They think people should go to prison for drug addiction. They don't think that people should be treated for mental health. They think that people should be thrown away and go to prison for mental health. So I'm dealing with a situation where I have limited resources. I don't want to send someone to receive treatment if they don't want it, because if you don't want it, then you're taking a spot perhaps of someone who does want it and is ready to change their life. So your choices are either I will sentence you to 4 years in prison, or either you will be on deferred adjudication for 7 years and you are going to Safe Peace Special Needs. Do you wish to speak to your attorney about that?
Yes, ma'am. Can I please speak to Mr. Baker for a
Yes.
little bit? Thank you.
Of course. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, Mr. Ed Bartholomew, who has been patiently waiting. Yes, who do you have, Mr. Bartholomew?
Cedric Smith, Your Honor. I believe he's present.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It's family violence, Judge.
Okay, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2.
Thank you.
You're welcome. James DeWiggins, you've been patiently waiting. What is happening with Michael DeLeon, who is not the judge?
He is in federal prison in Amarillo, Your Honor.
Okay.
So there's not a lot we can do. They're going to get rid of this case. I just need to get documentation that he is where he is.
All right, when will you have that documentation?
I have no idea how to get that. I got my information from his mother, but I don't know how to do that. So I'm going to have to ask around.
And contact the sheriff's, I mean, not the sheriff, but the United States Marshal and get that information.
Okay.
Look at Anthony Cantrell. He's here to help. Anthony, the defendant's name is Michael DeLeon.
All right.
He's helping. And how long, Anthony Cantrell, you're on mute, but how long would that take for Mr. DeWiggins to get that information?
If he calls the U.S. Marshals today, they should be able to tell you where he's at and whatever other information regarding him.
Well, I know where he's at. I just need documented proof to give to the DA. That's
Judge, we're gonna work on it from our end too, to see if we can get it.
See, everyone's coming together for the betterment of the community. I like it.
Such
All
a
right.
happy family.
Yeah. So on De Leon, Norma, can we recall this back on December 3rd? And then hopefully you will have that information for us.
Yes, Judge.
And you may need your client's date of birth or something.
I have all that.
All right, thank you. Your excuse. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Baker, has your client made a decision? You're on mute.
Sorry, Judge. Yes, she has made a decision she would like to tell you.
Oh, what are we doing, Ms. Coulterman?
I'm ready to change my life, and I would love for you to, by the chance, to grant me the deferred and the treatment. But I wanted to see if I could wait for my bed outside so I could see my
No.
daughter and my. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Judge Boyd.
You're welcome. All right, we are back on the record in 2021 CR 7555. It's the court's understanding, Ms. Coulterman, you've had a chance to speak with your attorney and you're requesting treatment. Is that correct?
Yes.
I mean, you sound unsure.
Oh,
Do
I'm
you want
just
treatment or not?
you know what? Yeah, I do.
I mean, if you don't want it, then don't take somebody else's spot who does. These are decisions you have to make. You're 19. So far up until this point, you've been making bad decisions. So here's your chance. You're at a crossroads in your life. What is your decision? Do you want treatment or do you want to go to prison?
I want treatment. I don't want to suffer a conviction.
All right. So this is what the court is going to do. Court will sentence you to 7 years deferred adjudication. $1,500 fine, probated. Affirmative finding of a deadly weapon. Taking consideration county court cause number 655855. No contact with Leslie Retana, Retana, Julian Mendoza, Paola, I know I'm mispronouncing that, Paola Mendoza. Gang supervision. Safe P. Defendant to, Safe P special needs. Defendant to remain in custody until transferred to Safe P. And there's supposed to be evaluation. Let me see, does she qualify for, I guess after she completes the gang supervision, if the gang supervision wants to lower her supervision to MIC, then I guess she can do MIC. But I'm going to say follow all mental health recommendations. Proof of employment within 30 days of release from custody. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Parenting classes. Is Child Protective Services involved in your life?
Yes, that's why my daughter's with my brother right now at the moment.
CPS compliance? No unsupervised contact with minors? 200 hours of community service restitution? 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof that you've obtained the COVID vaccination. The court is not requiring anyone to obtain the COVID vaccination, but if you do 40 hours of your 200 hours community service restitution will be waived. How far did you go in school?
I graduated. I started college and now this. Is it too late to change my mind?
No, it is not.
I'll take the 4 years prison.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for not taking a space from somebody else. So 4 years TDC, give a credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of a deadly weapon. There's to be no contact with Leslie Ratana, Julian Mendoza, Paola Mendoza, $1,500 fine. Time and money will run concurrent. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing?
No, Your Honor.
State?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because this is an affirmative finding of deadly weapon in a conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you have a question as to what a deadly weapon is, you'll need to contact an attorney for that. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand, Judge Boyd.
All right, thank you. With that, we'll go off the record. Ms. Coulterman, thank you for not taking up someone else's space if you were not ready or if you wanted to do something else. The courts appreciate that. You're 19 years old. You're going to have to make a decision on what you want to do with your life. You still have a lot of your life in front of you. And you've heard what I've told other people where they're getting to the point where more of their life is behind them than in front of them. Well, you're at that point where hopefully you still have more of your life in front of you. But if you continue on the path that you're on, no good things can happen. You understand?
Yes, I understand.
All right, good luck to you, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Norma L20 can go back.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you,
Maybe-
Mr. Baker.
Judge,
You're
take an
excused.
update whenever you get a chance.
All right, yes, you can.
So this is on Robert Briggs. Mark has made an offer. Client is considering it. We'd like to come back on December 3rd, which is the same day you set my other case for, if that's
Okay.
possible.
All right, thank you. We will recall you for December 3rd.
And that's Robert Briggs, Judge, so I guess he's good to go back as well.
Just one second.
Okay.
I have to write it on the docketing sheet, so all of those can go back. Thank you. Let me find, I'm sorry, which page?
13.
Thank you. And Briggs is in custody or on bond?
He's in custody, Judge.
All right, let me find him. Norma 16B, Briggs can go back. All right, and then on Dyer, we've already taken care of that, correct?
That is correct. We're coming back on December 3rd as well. Michelle made an offer on the case. And between now and that date, we likely will make a counter offer to Michelle. But we're coming back on that date on December 3rd.
All right, thank you. You are excused.
Thank you, Judge. Take care.
All right, thank you too. Cal Ernst.
Michelle,
Yeah.
did you pick me for anything?
I don't need to if you don't need to.
Okay. I'll reach out to you before the next court date, though. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Cal Ernst.
And Judge, Mr. Roach is present in the courtroom. He still wants a trial. So I believe one of the dates you're giving out is either the 3rd or the 15th.
All right, Norma, can we recall Mr. Rocha in December so we can give him his trial date then? Mr. Rocha, where are you? If you can come forward, please.
Yeah, he's in the courtroom.
Oh, that's why I'm asking him to come
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No problem. Put some patience in your pocket, and you're wearing a suit coat, so I know you have a lot of pockets.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to come back on Mr. Rocha on December 15th. Mr. Rocha, at that time, you'll be given your jury trial date.
Yes.
So don't leave the courtroom until you're giving your reset form, okay?
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, and on that date, also make sure you have all your discovery, Mr. Ernst.
And
Okay.
Judge, I'm sorry to interrupt. Can you make sure that he signs it? Because there's been times that he refuses to sign that reset, please.
All right, Mr. Rocha,
Yes.
that reset form, you're signing that. Do you understand?
Yes.
So, Mr. Ernst, before you go off of this Zoom screen, your client needs to sign that reset form. If he doesn't sign it, Mr. Ernst, we're going to be back here at 2 and you're going to have to appear in person.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. Heather Ramirez, you've had your hand raised. I'm sorry. I didn't see it.
It's okay, Judge. How are
Yes.
you? We are here again for Mr. Brandon Day. Mr. Reese was logged in. He did step out to presiding. He did get called to Judge Haas's court. We are asking if we can get a small reset if possible. Ms. Mora is no longer with our firm. We do have quite a bit of discovery. As you can see, he does have quite a bit of misdemeanors along with the felony case.
All right. What is the defendant's name?
Brandon Day.
All right, Norma, on Brandon Day, can we give him a reset date for December? And I don't know why this case, there was a gap in settings. So let's give him a date early in December, the first week in December, Norma.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, we're going to come back on December 1st, Mr. Day.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you'll be by Zoom.
Understood.
All right, thank you. You are excused. Thanks for your patience.
And thank you, of course, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, Anthony Cantrell.
Yes, Your Honor. Can I speak to? Let's see. Criminal Trial Division prosecutor, and it is Jordan Brown. Sorry.
Wait, no, who do you want? Who was your client?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Mari Hinojosa.
Because Jordan Brown is in another court now.
Oh, okay.
All right, so I'll send you to breakout room number 3.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Okay. Oh, Norm, I just put something in the chat box for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And also, Norma, on the client for James Seeloff, I need a 60-day reset. That person has been transferred to the hospital. It's Manuel Gonzalez.
You said 6 weeks?
60 days.
60 days.
Hello.
All right, just a second. Just a second, Mr. Bartholomew.
Oh, Your Honor, I'm sorry.
No problem. I'm just getting the date. All right, and Norma, could you email that to Mr. Seeloff and let him know the new date?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ed Bartholomew.
Your Honor, we've conferred with the state, and they want to look over the medical records again to see if their position will change.
And who are you speaking to?
Me, Judge Caitlin.
All right, and what is your client's name?
Sean Lagish, Lagish, Your Honor.
Okay, and state how much time are you asking for?
Not long at all, Your Honor. I just need to check one thing, really.
All right, Norma, can we call this first week in December? All right, so we're going to come back on December 3rd. Are you Sean Lagish?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're going to bring you back on December 3rd. Do not leave the courtroom without receiving a reset form, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
Sean,
thank you.
give me a call this afternoon.
Okay, yes, sir.
I'll update you on where we are in this particular case. Thank you, Your Honor. And Your
All
Honor,
right, you're welcome.
looks like Baylor's coach may be recruited by LSU.
Well, I was still holding out for the coach from the Steelers, but he said he's not doing it. So
How about Neon Dion? They say he's high on the list, perhaps for TCU.
I was going to say, you can have Gary. We don't want him anymore, apparently.
I mean, you know, the world is turning upside down with college football. We shall see. But, you know, even though it was a horrible year for LSU, we still beat the Florida Gators and we came close to beating Alabama. I don't know what that says about Alabama's team this year, but
Well, Oklahoma beat Alabama and Baylor beat Alabama, but we beat Oklahoma, and we beat. Long story short, we're better than Bama this year, TCU. So, you know, I think.
That's right. At TCU, I'd like to see Neon Dion at TCU. I think that'd be an interesting Fort Worth experience. But and he played for the Cowboys. I mean,
we'll see what happens. But I need to get to Lorraine because I think she just fell off the bridge.
Bye-bye, Judge. Happy Thanksgiving, Your Honor.
All right, happy Thanksgiving to you.
Thank you, Caitlin.
Is that the San Francisco Bridge? I think.
You know what, Judge? I'm so inadequate with the Zoom background. I just picked the easiest one. But you're right. I jumped. It was nice knowing everybody. No.
Okay, let's start with Edna.
Edna, I spoke with Joe Ray, and we're still kind of where we have been and just at an impasse.
So you're going to want a jury trial. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Norma, and I just call your client by her first name because it's hard for me to roll all the letters in her last name. So I mean, it is no disrespect. But Norma, on her client, can we come back in December so she can get a jury trial date? Ms. Ephraim, we're going to come back on December 14th. The court has not been given its jury trial schedule yet. So we should know by that date what our jury trial schedule date is.
Okay.
And then I'll be able to give her a jury trial date, but make sure that you have all your discovery.
Okay, will do. And that will the 14th probably be by Zoom then?
No, that will be by Zoom.
Okay.
Unless someone forces us to say everything must now be in person.
I don't see that ever happen.
But I'm proceeding by Zoom. All right, and then your other client?
Mr. Boteray, we are pending still a competency eval. And that may have had a little bit of delay because he was actually hospitalized.
Okay.
Period of time. Setting. And,
all right. Norma, on Alfonso Boteray, can you give me a date mid-December for us to check on where he is in receiving his competency eval? I know there is an issue or a shortage of doctors for evaluations.
Oh, well, if the court's okay to put him on the 14th, that would be great. And I'll be here on both matters.
All right, Norma, can we put him on the 14th as well?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
And I'll call Anna in Judge Carruthers' court and just see what's going on.
All right, then we'll see you on the 14th for him as well. I don't see him on the screen.
He's L, 14L.
All right, Mr. Boteray, can you unmute yourself, please?
Yes, ma'am, I'm complete.
All right, how do you pronounce your last name?
It's Boteray.
Boteray. Okay, I will remember that. Okay, so has a doctor seen you yet or no?
Well, I'm waiting. I'm in the infirmary, the medical infirmary. They got me housed down there for now. I had coronary artery disease. And, I had either a stroke or heart attack, whatever you want to call it. And so they got me housed down there for now under observation.
Okay, all right. Then what we'll do, we'll bring you back on the 14th to see where we are, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you so much for your patience. It's appreciated.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Do you need to speak with him, Ms. Ephraim?
No, Your Honor, I spoke last night actually, so we're good for now.
Okay, Norma, can you let them know that 14L can go back?
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. All right, and then Ms. Ephraim, you are excused.
Thank you, Judge, so much.
All right, hold on to the bridge.
Thanks, I won't jump.
Okay, all righty.
All right.
Bye-bye. Anthony Cantrell on Hinojosa.
Judge, I was placed in a breakout room, but he never joined into it, or she never joined into it.
I thought you were, and when you say she, who is she?
Mari Hinojosa, my client. I spoke to
there-
the state already.
All right, there was no request for her because I would have sent her there. She's actually there now.
Oh, okay, good.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, and to everyone else, we're waiting for your attorneys. And we're calling them right now, so just give us a moment on that. Anthony Cantrell?
Judge, the state has agreed to let her apply for pretrial diversion, so we'd like to do that.
Okay. All right, Norma, can I have a date for pretrial diversion, please? All right, we're going to come back on December 14th, and that's just for us to get the update on the pretrial diversion.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Judge, on Roland Garcia, is there a reason why he's in the breakout room?
Just give me one moment. Let me put this on the docketing sheet, then I will tell you.
Ari, your next court date is December 14th, and you can leave.
All right, let me see. Yes, he wanted to speak to someone in CTD about Donald Gilliland, and then somebody in family violence for David Morales.
We've spoken on Morales, Judge, and it's just a discovery compliance. He said he wanted to announce to the court, so I didn't know if he wanted to take care of that, but I didn't realize he had other clients.
Well, we can take care of that so that the jail can take care of Mr. Morales. So let me bring him to the main room. Roland Garcia? I'm sorry, Ms. Ferguson, yes?
I sent you some chats.
All right, thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, Roland Garcia on David Morales. There were discovery matters, is that correct?
There were some discovery matters. The state has made available to me some records. However, I have not had an opportunity to go view them at the DA's office. So this time it is on me, and I accept that, Judge. I have contacted with the advocate, and I'm trying to set up a time, hopefully next week, to see the records.
All right, Norma, on David Morales, can you recall this for discovery the second week in December, please? All right, we're going to come back on December 8th on Mr. Morales. Do you need to speak with Mr. Morales?
Yes, I'll speak with him.
Okay. And then have you spoke with anyone on Mr. Gillian?
I have not, Judge. I've been in the waiting room. I haven't spoken with anyone.
All right, so I'm going to send Mr. Morales to speak with you in breakout room number 3. And then after you speak with Mr. Morales, have him come back to the main room, and then we'll get a prosecutor to speak with you on Gilliland.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, Norma, I want to know why Prado is on the docket. Just one moment, please. Mr. Vega?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Vega, we're going to bring you back on December 8th, okay?
Already.
All right, thank you for your patience. Have a great rest of your day.
Yes,
And your
ma'am.
attorney will be here on that time, okay?
Okay.
All right. Mr. Morales, did you have a chance to speak with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am, I did. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. So we'll bring you back after he's viewed that video, all right?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And Norma Morales, 16B, can go back.
I'm sorry, Judge, you said 16B?
Yes, D as in doorman. And are you Mike Anthony Marino?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Marino, you're going to be back on December 15th. On December 15th, the court will have a jury trial scheduled, so you'll get your jury trial date on that day, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you for your patience.
Thank you.
Number
Have a good day.
14M can go back. Oh, thank you. You have a great day too.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, Judge, who was that?
14M, it was Mike Anthony Marino.
Joe Ray, I just sent you a chat.
Okay, thanks. I'll look at it.
All right, Norma or Mr. Gilliland, can we recall this for discovery, please?
Yes, ma'am.
And what date will that be?
When do you want to call him back, Judge? 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Roland, do you want it placed on the same day as your other client? You're on mute, Roland.
Yes, we can set it the same day, Judge. Just kind of a fair warning, there's an enormous amount of discovery on this case, and there's 3 more cases that have not been indicted yet, which I haven't been given any discovery on.
Well, it may not be good to set it on the same day. You may need a month setting. Norma,
I think it's going to be, even if I get all the discovery, it's going to take a lot of time just to go through this.
Let's see where we are. Norma, on Mr. Gillian, can you recall that? Give me a month reset date, please. It's going to be December 14th. And Mr. Garcia, your client is still on Zoom, but I took off his video because this is the time they serve lunch at the jail, and I didn't want his lunch to be cold. So
That's fine. I don't want to disturb his eating, Judge. I'll set up a video conference with him.
All right, thank you. Norma, so 14C can go back.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Gilliland, we're going to bring you back in December. We're trying to make sure your attorney has all of his discovery. All right, thank you, Mr. Garcia.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, you may be excused.
Have a good day and a good weekend if I don't see you.
All right, thank you, you too. So everyone, we're going to be back at 2. We have cases coming back at 2 for maybe a contested and also a writ hearing. So I'm going to stop live stream.